Hello everyone and welcome to the Pokebattler website. My name is Famous from FLW Videos, and in today's episode we're going to be talking about the top 6 counters versus the legendary Pokemon known as Ho-Oh. So why don't we go ahead and start this list off with a bang. And that's going to be Rampardos. So Rampardos is an absolute beast versus the Pokemon Ho-Oh just because of it hitting it from that rock typing. So its best moveset that you do want to use is going to be Smackdown as well as Rock Slide. And if you're looking for any type of alternative moves, I mean, you don't really have anything close to it. 74% is not going to be a good thing, so just kind of get that out of your mind. As far as the ratings are concerned, we do have a 5-star on the damage. That's amazing. We have a 4-star on the bulk. That is amazing. Consistency, 1-star. That's really going to have to do with you going up against Solar Beam, so definitely want to avoid that. But as far as the rankings are concerned, at level 35, you're seeing the overall ranking of first. So this Pokemon is a beast. Sure, it's going to faint a little bit, but that's just kind of what we expect from a Pokemon that acts a little bit more like a glass cannon. But like we mentioned before, Solar Beam is going to be the one thing that you are going to want to kind of look out for, and maybe opt to just not use Rampardos in that case. So as far as everyone is concerned trying to do some type of solos, it can't quite be done with one person, but it can comfortably be done with 2 people. So if you're interested in doing those types of challenges, I would highly recommend you to go ahead and try it out. Number 2, this is going to be a new Pokemon that we've seen on the list, and that's going to be Terrakion. So it recently was released in raids at the point of making this video, and this Pokemon is going to do so well. So it ends up using the moveset Smackdown as well as Rock Slide. Once again, no alternative movesets that are going to make any sense to use. As far as its ratings are concerned, 4-star on damage, on bulk, and then a 1-star on consistency. So very similar to the situation that we had with Rampardos as well, where it's just not that consistent of a Pokemon, but we will talk about that later. So as far as its overall rankings are concerned at level 35, you end up seeing the situation where it has an overall ranking of 3rd. And once again, very similar is that it does worse as far as the power and potions are concerned. So it acts a little bit like a glass cannon, but hey, it is outputting the damage, so it makes it worth it in that regard. Defensively speaking, Solar Beam is going to be a no, and then we've got Brave Bird where it actually ends up being a neutral situation, so not too bad. But if you end up going up against Fire Blast, by all means, go ahead and use Terrakion. It is a new legendary Pokemon that was added into the game, so you might as well go ahead and get some use out of it. Up next is Tyranitar. Definitely going to be a classic favorite for everyone out there. We've got Smackdown as well as Stone Edge in this case. So Smackdown being a Community Day exclusive move. Now you get a chance to use it if you participate in the December Community Day. As far as those ratings are concerned, 4-star on damage, 5-star on bulk, and then a 1-star in consistency. So Solar Beam is definitely a big issue amongst these Pokemon. As far as this rankings at level 35, it actually has an overall ranking of 2nd in that way. And as you can see, as far as its power and potions, it's looking good. So I would say the Tyranitar is easily going to be the better overall option that you would want to go with. For anyone out there trying to look at alternative movesets, it's going to be a no in this case. We're just seeing that kind of like across the board, at least so far. And once again, avoid Solar Beam, go for Brave Bird, you're good to go. Fire Blast, good to go in that case. So let's go to move on to the number 4 spot. We once again have another Rock-type Pokemon taking advantage of that double weakness to the Rock typing. Rock Throw and Rock Slide. We've got Aerodactyl with an updated moveset that happened a couple of months ago. We do have Ancient Power, but you are going to drop in performance, so that's just going to kind of be up to you, whatever you have. I would recommend to not waste a lot of TMs on it in that case. 4-star on damage, 4-star on bulk, and then a 2-star on consistency. So not great, but better than anything that we have seen so far. And the real reason for that is because of that flying type. So the Solar Beam situation ends up being neutral. So Aerodactyl may end up being a solid option versus that Solar Beam. But regardless of that, though, it has an overall ranking of 5th at level 35. It's just going to faint a little bit more, but we've seen that throughout some of those other Pokemon as well. So Aerodactyl could actually be a very fun pick in at the number 4 position. Up next is Rhyperior. So Rhyperior got an upgrade to its moveset recently, but it was on the ground side. So in this case, not going to really see it. We got Smackdown as well as Stone Edge. And then as far as alternative movesets, you actually have access to the move Surf. The performance does not go down that much. So if you have Surf, maybe consider using it in that case to save yourself some TMs. 3-star on the damage, that's going to be a no for me. A 5-star on the bulk, and then a 1-star on the consistency. So these Rock-type Pokemon are just getting tore up versus that Solar Beam. And Rhyperior in particular is really going to be getting that hurting. But once again, Brave Bird good to go. Fire Blast, good to go. Overall ranking of 4th in its performance. You are going to suffer as far as the number of feints are concerned, so that's something that you're going to have to kind of keep in check in that way. But it should be a lot of fun to go ahead and use Rhyperior. Now this should be a little bit interesting. We've got Omastar. So Omastar, a beast of a Pokemon, and in a lot of situations you have the issue of it having exclusive moves, or not exclusive moves, but legacy moves. So there is a lot going on with it, but we've got some good news. Rock Throw and Rock Slide, if you have it, go for it. If you don't, the performance is looking pretty good as far as some alternative movesets are concerned, with Rock Throw, Rock Blast, Rock Throw, Ancient Power, but of course Rock Throw is definitely going to be good, but if you don't have that, Water Gun is going to be your next best option, but hey, if you got it, by all means, go ahead and use it. So we've got a 3-star on the damage. That's not very good. 4-star on the bulk, and then a 1-star on the consistency. Yet again, you've got that issue with Solar Beam just taking these Pokemon out from that rock typing. So I'm thinking Aerodactyl could actually end up being a very solid option if you end up going up against a Solar Beam, or just cross your fingers and hope that you don't have to go up against a Solar Beam. But if you can find a Pokemon with a neutral situation, that's going to be the best case. So anyways, ranking at level 35, it has an overall ranking of 6 in that case. Keep in mind with the legacy moves as well. And heck, you'd still be able to technically perform a duo with this Pokemon, but it's going to be extremely difficult. Probably take 3 in that case. If you're looking for some more alternative options, especially up against that Solar Beam, head over to the Pokebattler website, check out some of the functions, maybe set the moveset particularly over to Solar Beam. That way you can see what alternative options you would need in that case.